Hello and welcome to my channel. I want to talk to you guys about a bunch of art supplies that I have purchased over the last several months, and I thought it would just be fun to chat art supplies because honestly I am a sucker for watching unboxing videos, supply videos, all of the above. So a lot of these are things that I have purchased, I would say probably in the last 6 to 8 months, or even like 3 to 6 months. I don't know, because it's been COVID time, and COVID time I can't keep up with as much as regular time, I don't think. This isn't even everything. I've got several things off to the side that I am going to talk about as well. But I thought I would just start going through some of these things, talking about some of them that I've already used, some of them I haven't, but that I hope to be experimenting with as soon as possible. I kind of just went through a phase where I wasn't creating as much new work, but I kept on buying things with my fun money allowance every month, and I think that's okay. Like, sometimes we go through phases like that where we're creating a little bit less. I have switched around my schedule at work, and I was kind of adjusting to like what my new routine looks like. But I kept buying things as I was looking at YouTube videos or things on Instagram, and people would inspire me with things, and I would go ahead and pull the trigger and purchase the supplies. And now I'm glad I have. So let's get started running through these supplies. So first up, I had decided to buy some new sketchbooks, and these are pretty small, but they were on sale on Amazon. And just a heads up, I will link everything below in this video so that you can easily find them. And of course the prices have maybe changed, but when I got these just this week, actually, they were on sale. So I wanted a couple different sketchbook options to play around with. Not gonna lie, I have not been great at keeping up with a sketchbook since college. I did study art in college. I studied art education, but I just haven't really kept up with a sketchbook, and I want to get back into that practice. So I purchased a couple different sketchbooks. I wanted one that was landscape shape, and then I wanted this square format. I thought this was fun, and I thought the cover looked beautiful, and I liked the texture. And I wanted to have the option of opening this up and also creating a landscape painting across both pages if I wanted, or to create 2 square pieces of artwork. And it looks like this is going to fold out nice and flat really nicely, and I can tell I already enjoy that. The pages are pretty thick. So it is a 5.5 by 5.5 inch and 110-pound paper. Cold press, double-sided, acid-free, natural linen bound. It says it has an expandable inner pocket, and it's ideal for watercolor and mixed media. Let's find that inner pocket. Oh, there it is. It's clear. It is so cute. That is great. I have some little things that could go in that already. So I've recently been pretty inspired again to pick up little pieces that I'll potentially be able to collage with, or just things that are inspiring. I think it would be even fun just to have like little pieces back here that are visually inspiring, not necessarily that I'll even use with collage. It does have a little red piece here to hold your page, hold your spot, and it has this elastic band to close. And it was on sale when I purchased them, and I loved that there was an option for a 2-pack or a 3-pack. And I went for the 3-pack because when they were on sale, it was almost the same price as 2. So it was just kind of a no-brainer. The next one I got is this green sketchbook. Looks like the brand is Handbook Journal Company. I'm not familiar with them, but not gonna lie, I was really drawn to the green color. Oh, okay. Speedball. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh. I really love how this feels. It's a very different texture from the tan one, but it's really nice. It's like textured but smooth at the same time. Oh, I love that. I just went click, click, and cracked that spine open. This paper does not feel as thick. Let's check out this paper. So this is 128 acid-free pages. It is listed as a drawing sketchbook. 5.5 inches by 8.25 inches, acid-free. Does it tell me the weight? It just says heavyweight, buff drawing paper with a good tooth. These journals are great for pen and ink, pencil and markers, and accept light watercolor washes without buckling, which is okay. So then maybe I'll stick to more dry supplies with this, or maybe just dry, but then like some dry brushing, not like heavy water media. Does this one have a, yeah. I love the orange. I love that orange with the green. Let's see if it has a pocket. Yay! It also has a clear pocket. Ugh, that's so cool. Love it. Pop that closed. I am gonna try to stick kind of in a themed, like I have things kind of separated here, but inevitably maybe I might mess that up, but that's okay. So I kind of started with sketchbooks, now I'm on to paper. I have also started writing down, oops, it's gonna be upside down. I've also started writing down like when I buy certain things, and not necessarily always the price, but the fact that I got these with like at Michael's and they were buy one get one half off. So later, like, you know, especially for like canvases and things, if I like something, or even like on the sketchbook, I could write inside the sketchbook that I got it on Amazon, and when I got it, how much it was, little things that will help me remember, so that if I want to buy it again, I know where to go looking for that item again. So this is just a large watercolor pack, and it is 140 pound 12 by 18. So rather than pieces that would stay like in a bound sketchbook, I wanted an option where I could take the piece of paper out, the watercolor paper, and work maybe at like my desk easel or my table easel, and work on what is either a sketchbook piece or a large, this could even be great for like large finished pieces. I did get another exciting item, and I just now realized that this paper will probably be perfect. And I'll go ahead and show you a sneak peek. I gifted myself this huge gel press, and it's 12 by 14, and this paper is 12 by 18, so that is going to be amazing. So I just realized that I perfectly planned, accidentally perfectly planned for that. Yay! So more watercolor paper. I have got to look up to see what brand this was. It doesn't say it anywhere, but it came wrapped up in this brown paper, and I have already started playing around with it. These were on mega sale through Jerry's Artorama, and all I've done so far is I set these 3 pieces out while I was working on a sunflower painting, and I was just kind of slopping on my extra paint onto these as I worked. I love doing that. I love having other little pieces of paper or small canvases near me so that I can put my extra paint on them. And I love that they have the deckled edge. That way it's already built in and I'm not having to tear the large pieces of watercolor paper to get that myself. So just kind of like my lazier version of a deckled edge watercolor paper. Let me show you another kind of watercolor paper I had been buying that has a straight edge. So I have been buying these on Amazon and I like them. The Strathmore Ready Cut Watercolor, and I have been buying, oh, I just realized these are both hot press. I thought one was hot and one was cold, but these are a pack of 25, but the edge is perfectly straight. So I wanted an option because I love this beautiful deckled edge, and I did read the reviews on these and I have already experienced it myself. The first piece I made on this, I did tape down, and when I peeled the tape, it was tearing really bad. Let me see if I can find that piece for you. I wanted to zoom in a little bit so hopefully you could see what happened. First of all, there was a little bit of bleeding even though I had taped down. But then there was definite tearing on the edges. That may not bother some people, and I had read it in the reviews, but I personally am not a fan because then it's torn up and left a texture that I don't like all around the edge, and it's really torn. So instead, what I'm gonna do is work on pieces like this and not tape off the edges and just give like space or breathing room on my own. Or maybe I'll paint all the way to the edge. You never know. I think that's all for paper. I have lots of paint that I purchased, so let's move on to that. I did get some more Lucas acrylic in 2 different sizes. I am obsessed with this indigo and I reach for it often. So I went ahead and got the large size. And then I also reach for Arctic a lot. These are 2 of my favorite Lucas colors. And then I got some of this iron oxide black. These were all on sale from Jerry's Artorama. They often have paint sales and I just wanted to take advantage of this Lucas sale. So I hopped on that. Because I had got, last time I purchased the indigo was in this size. And I just definitely needed a refill. What I do sometimes is I will save an Instagram post. So at the bottom of an Instagram post, you know how you can save and you can kind of start like little files of different items. Well, one of those little folders per se, like one of those little folders I've created is called Supplies to Try. And anytime I see a post with a different art, like paint or brush or any art supply that I think sounds really interesting, I just throw it into that folder. And then one day I decided to go through that folder and maybe purchase some of the things in there that sounded fun. Especially like if different places, like if Blick or Jerry's is having a sale, I'll see if any of those items are maybe on sale and then I'll throw them into my cart. But I'm super excited to try both of these. These are unopened, brand new. I haven't even tried them. I got them a couple weeks ago. A couple artists I have seen recommend this specific color, and this recommendation I saw in a Facebook group that I'm in that is for all things related to jelly art printing. So like any type of printing with your gel plate. So there's a Facebook group with like thousands of people and they ask questions and post things all the time. I can link for that Facebook group for you, or I'll put the exact name. But it is such a fun Facebook group and people are always posting beautiful work in there. And I get lots of inspiration for different paints and especially different colors. So this nickel Is it Azo or Azo? I don't know. It's like, you say Azo, I say Azo, but quinacridone, nickel, Azo, gold. Anyway, stunning color. I have used this and I've used it in several different things. It is beautiful and I can see why so many people highly recommended it. And I love this golden fluid acrylic. So since I was buying this color, it inspired me to buy several colors. I'll show you what I got. So here are all the colors I purchased that day. I did purchase some of these smalls as well. I got the ultramarine blue. I got the green gold. I'm obsessed with green gold. Then I realized later, oh, actually this might have been why, because this one's running low and I love using this green gold on my gel plate. So I just got a refill. I have other colors and I had already had a set of this small size of the fluid acrylics, but since I found out, or since I had learned over time that I did enjoy the fluid acrylics, that's why I went ahead and got the larger size. I do highly recommend that. If you are experimenting and you're not sure if you're going to love a certain brand or a certain type of paint, certain color, go ahead and get the small size. So this one's 1 fluid ounce, 30 mil. This one's 4 fluid ounce. And then the rest of the colors I got were the yellow ochre, quinacridone magenta, Payne's gray. I'm obsessed with Payne's gray, obsessed with green. Actually, these are kind of all my faves. And then this is the one that I was trying for the first time. Green gold, teal, titanium white. Another thing I love to do if I'm storing them in something like this is adding a little swatch of paint on the lid, and that's how I could kind of tell like which ones were some of my newbies, because they don't have the little swatch of paint on them yet. And I will do the same for these depending on how I store these. I don't even have a place for these new guys yet. I'm just still trying to figure out how I want to organize them. Okay, these Flashe paints, I also purchased the same time I purchased the fluid acrylics, and these are recommended from Sandi Hester, who I love following her YouTube channel. It's called Bits of an Artist's Life. She's also on Instagram. I think she just changed her Instagram name to Sandi Hester Art, maybe. I haven't tried these yet. I'm so excited to try them. She loves painting with these, and she personally loves having like paints in jars like this, so she can dip her brush like just straight into these little jars. And I'm just mesmerized watching her. I love seeing her process, and I wanted to try this brand out for myself as well. There are several things honestly in my pile that were inspired by her. When I move over to brushes, you'll see that these brushes were inspired by her. And I know for sure just the fact that I am purchasing sketchbooks again, I know that's also inspired by her. So I highly recommend you checking out her channel. She's such an inspiration and she's so positive and joyful. I hope I love these Flashe paints as much as she does. Okay, now I feel like I'm like setting the like balls on a pool table. I'm like, that's funny. Anyway, I will definitely be putting a swatch of color on top of these lids as well, because I will probably be storing these somewhere where I'll just be seeing the tops of the lids, and I will want to have an idea of which color they are. Side note, if you are a tea or coffee drinker, I am a tea drinker. You've got to get yourself a mug warmer. Also, got this on Amazon. It keeps my tea warm. Seriously, if you don't have that in your studio, it's one of the best things. I purchased that a year ago, I think. So it's like an art studio supply, but not an art supply. Okay, not sure who recommended this to me, but I have seen these around. And it's super intriguing, or super interested in them because I know people are using them with the cold wax. pigment stick, and I got the blue ochre. These are expensive. I am starting with one and a color that I know I'll use, and I will be trying that out with cold wax, or I even saw a tutorial yesterday of someone using, like, taking a palette knife and chopping off the end and like doing like a beautiful like smear of this over an acrylic painting. I will put her name like on the screen. I will link to her below because that was such a fun use, and I was honestly, I forgot that I even purchased this until I came up here today to make this little pile of supplies and kind of get back in the rhythm of creating. So I'm glad that there's already a couple things on the top of my mind on how I want to use this. And I know, honestly, I'm not probably going to keep these beautiful and in this little tube, but this is how they come to you in their packaging, and they hang like that in the art store, because I know I've seen these hanging at Dick Blick. I am done with paints. Let's talk about a couple mediums that I have purchased. So I got a Satin Glazing Liquid slow drying extender for acrylic colors. No, well, I've seen several people using this lately. Just putting like a drop of this, like boop, 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 all over on top of your paints. Actually, Amanda Evanston might have inspired this one, because I remember her doing that in one of the floral classes that she just had on sale. Fiber paste. This says opaque medium that dries to a fibrous texture. This I did see. This purchase was inspired by the Golden Instagram page, and I am excited to get in there and play with this one. I don't even have it open yet. Yes. Look at that. That's gonna be fun. I will be experimenting with that. This satin glazing liquid I think is just really like runny, and you can just drop it into your paints and it's gonna help. Yeah, really, really runny. Almost looks like Elmer's school glue, honestly. Yeah, just runny, dries clear, if I remember correctly. I mean, I'm sure it does, but I'm excited to try both of these. How many times have I said that? I'm excited to try both of these. I'm excited to try both of these. You guys, I'm excited to try everything that's on here. Get rid of this. I had started to run that through the water, and then I was like, well, that's stupid. Why waste it? So I put some of the fiber paste on one of these little watercolor paintings. Okay, I am moving around the table. I got this lavender and olive oil soap for cleaning brushes. This was something I just saw in the sale section. Might have been from Blick. I was smelling it. I haven't used that yet, but I'm gonna play around with it. I do use oil paint from time to time, but it's normally with a palette knife. But I just wanted to try out this brush cleaner with my regular brushes. I really have no idea what I'm doing because I've never used a proper soap to clean my brushes, but I thought, why not try? Okay, let's move on to brushes and things of that sort. So I can't remember who I saw using these, some mixed media artist, I'm sure, but I got a 2-pack off of Amazon. It's called a Fine Line Applicator. It has a fine tip. It's reusable, airtight, non-clogging cap wire closure. It has this very thin tip that the paint can come out of. This will be really, really great for the high flow acrylics, or you can kind of make your own mixture. Like if you were gonna make like mix a certain color with maybe some water even, or with some type of paint medium that will make it really runny. And then look, even the cap has a special tip so that when you put these together, that cap cleans out. Cleans out this top applicator part. Yeah, because that would be a nightmare if that paint were to dry in that piece. So cool. So I started with a 2-pack of those. I got several different brushes and not so brushes. I was really inspired by someone using this Catalyst Polytip Bristle by Princeton. I just loved the way that this was applying and the types of like cool square lines and the way that this like the bristles just like bounce back. It was highly recommended. I also love how like thin this is. Really cool. So number 25. Then I got this Liquitex Freestyle. I've seen several people using these. This one came recommended by that same artist. I wish I could remember who it was. So it's a Liquitex Freestyle 2-inch. Really short bristles, but again, like the way those bristles like bounce back. I'm really excited to use that. It's going to cover a lot of area. Yes, it's called a paddle brush. I knew that and didn't even say it. I got both of these on Amazon. And then I got this set of brushes. It's funny to me, like, to think like why I got this random set of brushes, but because I don't normally buy sets of brushes, and then I'm not also very like picky about my brushes, but these were on sale and I decided to try them. Plus I love this kind of handle. I have one over here that I don't even know like where this came from. It's a different brand, but I love the ends of these. You can draw like with them, like they're fun to like scrape into your paint. So I have this old brush here and I thought that would be fun to get a set of these that all have that type of like handle with the like drawing. I mean, technically you could probably just draw with the end of any brush, but these sounded fun and I wanted to get this variety of brushes. So like I said earlier, these were 3 of the ones inspired by Sandi Hester, and I see her use these a lot, especially in her sketchbooks, and I wanted to try this. What is this, just like a Chinese calligraphy brush? I did get the Princeton brand. She talks about these and links to them as well in a lot of her videos, and I just got 3 different sizes to try them out. I have tried these 2, no, just this one. I think I've tried the 8 and the 12. They hold a lot of paint and a lot of water. So, highly recommend, again, you check out her channel and see how she's using these, and I will be experimenting more with them as well. These are so different. I wanted to try these, and I definitely don't need a pack of 6, but oh well. These are for epoxy, like it says acrylic to tumbler cup. So, you know, there's like a whole world of people out there making those cool mugs with epoxy. Well, I just thought that these looked fun for moving paint around, or even like, since they're this soft like silicone, this will be great on a gel plate, like creating different lines and textures and moving the paint around. So I wanted to get a little set of these. Like, why not? I will say one of the reasons I was so like inspired to get these is because these were really, really cheap. And they reminded me a lot of these Catalyst by Princeton, like these little mini blades. This one does have a curve to it, so I'll be interested to see how that works moving around the paint. My favorite mini blade, I couldn't even find it because the top was like so dark and messy, but my favorite mini blade is the 04 mini, and you can tell how loved it is and how messy it is with these paints. I also got some of these jumbo, like what are they? Are they like more of a colored pencil? What is this? Jumbo Jet Sanguine? I'm like, what is this? Jerry's Artorama. Let's just try them out. Yum. They're very smooth. So I got, I will have to look to see if this is a set or if I chose these colors. But somebody somewhere must have been using these. And I was inspired by that. You know, now that I think of it, I was watching these like free mixed media videos a couple months ago, maybe a month or two ago. And certain artists will use things like this, and they tell, like, I think if my memory is serving me right, somebody uses this type of tool, and they said that they like scrape through the paint like really well and like stay. So I will be happy to experiment with that. What I should probably end up doing is like going through all of these and then coming back and making another video that is showing you how I ended up liking them, like review them and show how I've used all of them, because a lot of them I haven't used yet, but like, you know, like this paper I had used, but not all of the things have been used yet, so I can't wait to share more about them later. This set of Tempera paint sticks I haven't even opened to fully play with yet. I will have to get in my sketchbook and play with these. I love that there's even like a set of neon colors down here. Some very bright colors. They open up almost like a tube of lipstick, and they are Tempera sticks. And yes, they're meant for children, but I have seen Amanda Evanston rave about them. So I just spent way too much time putting it back in this package, and now that makes me curious. Like, are you the type of person who will put these back in their packaging and keep them like this? Or are you the type that's gonna like throw them in a container and you'll just have all the colors mixed up? I'm really curious, like, which artist are you? Like, I have several things like still in sets. Like, look, there's Faber-Castell gel crowns, these Dina Wakley scribble sticks. I still have them in sets. Like, I have lots of things that I need to play with. And as I move things around and organize in my studio, I find things that I bought that I haven't used. But my little woody sticks I have in a little ceramic container. I like when things can be in a little container and standing up so I can see what colors I have. Or I like to use like little vintage planters or little vintage bowls. So like these gelatos are like the artsy official version of the like Tempera sticks. So like this is a great place to start and like play around with that type of thing. But then these gelatos are like the more expensive if you want, you know. And then I had these little blendy things. What I was actually looking for was this set that I think I gifted to myself on my birthday this year. And I've used these and I do really enjoy them, but this is what I was thinking of when I asked, like, do you keep things in their sets or do you like throw them in a bowl? These will eventually probably get thrown in a bowl, and I will probably make a mess of these. I just haven't yet. But these are the Neocolor Twos. And if you haven't used these are so much fun. I've been using these in like different mixed media paintings when I did the February floral challenge, and then I've used them on their own for a floral painting. That's really fun to do. So that's why I got the huge set of these. I know some people don't like to get sets, but I do. I like to have like lots of different colors to play with, because there's going to be colors that I find and that I really enjoy using that I probably wouldn't have purchased myself. So that's why I like to get sets. And it was my birthday, so I went for the big set. And I do think there's probably even a larger set than this, but this is the one I got. Okay, I got off on a little side tangent there. So a couple other things that I have purchased, and I'll talk about the palette in just a second, but I got this paper sometime within the last year. Not paper, sorry, it's like linen. And I wanted to show you guys this linen canvas. They came in this set of 10, and they're an 11 by 14. Accepts multiple mediums, made of heavyweight linen, medium tooth, paint gripping texture. So I am loving these. I only have 2 left. Wow. So I'm gonna need to buy more. I am loving painting these and then hanging them up with a magnetic wood frame, and you can buy them on Amazon. I'm sure there are other places as well, but it's 2 pieces of wood that magnet together. Just let me go grab one really fast, and I'll grab a couple examples. So I actually have 3. I have one piece that is finished. I have a sunflower painting, and it's on the linen. And then I have 2 pieces that are in progress, or in process, and I wanted you to see how I'm putting these together, or how I'm working on these. So I have a canvas board, and then I'm just using binder clips to clip the linen on there, and then I have these sitting up on my tabletop easel, and I've started a lot of these florals with these indigo drips, and then I've worked around them. This one did not have the drips, and this is like really like tight and realistic for me, but I started this during the February Florals Challenge, and I haven't finished it yet. And I liked the color blocking of the purple and the green. There was something that I saw that inspired that, and then I did the flowers on top. So the way the frame works is it has magnets, and you can just lay the piece of linen onto the frame, and then the other side with magnets just matches up, and then it will hang on your wall. Then the other piece can go down here. I just realized that if this is the type of frame that someone uses, that then my signature gets covered up. So I probably want to fix that. I'm probably going to go back in, add that teal green, and maybe put my signature like more up there, because that would be a bummer. Anyway, I love that wood magnetic frame, and that's a great option if you're doing any type of painting on a canvas sheet like this. So I love these linen pieces, and I really wanted to show them to you guys also because they're actually something that I've used a lot of, and that I'm almost out of, and that I'm going to be reordering. I have 4 more things. 5. Because I just realized there's a spray bottle over here that I forgot to show. I love this spray bottle that I got on Amazon. It's like a mist type of spray. I don't even think there's a point of me spraying it, but it's not like a stream of water. It's like a mist, and it's really, really great for using on your palette. But that's a perfect segue, because the next thing I want to talk about is a palette that I purchased. So I've seen people using gray palettes and specifically glass palettes, so gray glass palettes. So I chose this Posh brand, and it's supposed to help you with your color mixing, seeing it on the gray rather than the white. And honestly, I wasn't even using a white paint palette. I mean, I have the white like palette paper sheets, but I don't use that a whole lot. What I've been using is this craft mat, and let me pull that out so you can see it. So on the left is this craft mat that I've been using, and it's really like flimsy but amazing. You can even put like hot glue on here, let it dry, pull it up. Like you could put the hot glue in like a cool design, let it dry, peel it up, and it could become like a stencil and something really fun to use in mixed media or like on your jelly plate. But I've been using this, and I love the way it works and how easy it is to peel up the paint, but I don't love the brown. So I wanted to see if I would enjoy the glass, but then when I got the glass, I couldn't peel up the paint as easily. It's been like a whole process. So with this craft mat, I've just been using this old like putty knife, and it's really easy to just scrape up the paint. And then when I scrape up the paint, I have been putting them in these Christmas globes because I plan to have like a Christmas ornament with all the funky colors of my art. So see how easily these pull? I love it. Now on the other hand, this glass palette, that was not the case. So I realized I was gonna have to get a blade, and then I asked my mom if she had an extra like blade like this, and of course she had this adorable one that has like, it looks like there's a face on it, and I love him. I know I have a lot to learn when it comes to peeling the paint from this glass palette, and I am determined to get it figured out. Oh, I peeled this piece off earlier, and I just thought it was so like perfect. I'm still gonna put it in my, actually it could be fun to collage, or did I ruin it? I might save that. Collage with it. I think someone had recommended that I spray this with a little bit of water, but then I was like, what's that gonna be like? Like if I'm spritzing this. Yeah, see, I was just wondering if it was gonna be like goopy, and it is kind of. All right, so looks like water for the win. I'll finish that another time. But anyway, this one is just so easy. I've just kind of been tired of the brown color, so maybe like I should just get over that. I mean, is it really that big of a deal? I don't know. But you can tell I've been painting sunflowers. All right, let me show you my last two things. It's funny because I couldn't even like hold it in because earlier I already showed you guys that I got this huge 12 by 14 gel plate, and I got the Gel Press brand. I use both brands, both of the like big name brands. So I use Gel Press and Jelly Arts, but the Gel Press brand is usually cheaper, and this is what I found, like the good deal that I found when I was shopping, and that was just this week. So I found a good deal on the 11 by 14. I got this on Amazon. I am so excited to start making like giant pieces for collage. And then I gifted myself this Speedball Brayer. So I know that Speedball is like the way to go when it comes to printmaking supplies, and this brayer is just delicious and like so smooth when you're rolling it across. Ugh, it's wonderful. But I recently created a landscape jelly print course called Layered Landscapes, Painting with a Gel Plate. And in that video, I wasn't using this brayer that I have very much because of the like sound, like the rattly and like screechy sound that it makes. So I purchased 2 brayers that were this cheap plastic, and they work great. Like, they're honestly fine, but again, they just kind of like clank around and make a lot of noise. And I thought, you know what, like, I got the cheaper set because I wanted the supply list to be really reasonable and accessible in my online course. But with the amount of gel plate work that I do, I was like, why don't I get myself a nice speedball brayer? So that's what I did, because I even thought of it later. I was like, after I created that course, I was like, you know what? After this course, I'm going to use some of the money. After a couple people have purchased, I'm going to use some of that money and gift myself a giant jelly plate that I don't have. Because like right now, the biggest gel plate I have is 8 by 10. I was like, I'm going to gift myself a giant gel plate and a nice brayer. And that has been several months. And so I'm finally doing that. I'm so excited. So I think the next thing I do in this whole pile, the next thing I'm going to do is hit the sketchbooks and the gel plate with my new brayer. And it is going to be so much fun. If you guys have any questions, please ask them below. And I will be like link city in the comments. And I want to know, like, have you guys used any of these, or any of these things you love, or any of these like maybe like misses for you? Like maybe you've used the fiber paste and you don't love it, or you know, some, whoa, there goes my brayer. I don't know, maybe there's a supply in here that you've tried and it's not your favorite. I don't care, you can tell me that too. Maybe there's a supply, or you have like advice on my palette or whatever. Please comment below. I would love to chat with you. I hope you enjoy today's video and all the videos to come. Thanks for being here, and if you have made it through this entire video, you are awesome, and you are probably like my people because you love talking about art supplies and all things art, and I can't wait to share more of my process and things from my studio with you. Bye guys. Scratch that, edit it out.
Oh, and if you wanted me to run through the colors that I picked out. Are these all in Francais? Oui. That's about how much French I remember from high school and college. So I believe it's just yellow ochre. Ochre joint? I'm gonna butcher that. Blue something. Not sure. Rouge. Ruby. So ruby red. Te de Saint Naturel. So what? Natural something of... I don't know. Sorry. I was kind of cracking myself up. So I wish these had a little translation so I could test my French. Well, this one I'm failing. White, green, Veronese. I don't know what that one is. That also sounded a little more Spanish than French, but that's okay. Style de Gauche vert. Green of something. Of grain? I don't know. Rose of Venice. So Venice rose. And noir. Black. Okay, moving on because y'all do not want to hear me speak any more French.